And most of my colleagues at 18 founders, they were my students, my friends. None of them are very successful. Among the 18 people, there are only 3 people who know something about computer. The rest of 15 people know nothing about computer, nothing about the internet. We had no money. 18 people gathered $50,000. And we had no relationship. None of us from rich family or powerful family with a government office background. We don't have great talents. But I told the team that, guys, if we can be successful, 80% of the young people in the world can be successful. Because at that time, China had the internet was so backward. Nobody believed e-commerce in China. Nobody believed internet. People say China will not develop internet. And China will not have e-commerce because you don't have a credit card system, you don't have logistics, you don't have this, you don't have that. But I think someday China will have. If we start to do it now, if we prepare for 10, 15 years, the day that e-commerce in China will boom. So that was the thinking at the beginning. And 30 years ago, I was considered, in my early 30 years, I was considered to be a loser. I remember that, I applied university for 3 times, all failed. And after the first year when I finished university of high school, failed in examination for university, I went apply for a job in a police station. 5 classmates, we went there, 4 of them accepted, and I was rejected. And one of the 4 who were rejected, today he's my chief staff. He's been working in the police for 20 years. He's an excellent policeman, but when we talk about this, he always say, well, the day when we apply for being a policeman, you were rejected. They feel very proud, but they say, hey, Jack, you don't have a chance. And the second thing I remember very well, in Hangzhou, the first 4-star hotel in my city was built. My cousin and I waited for 2 hours and a half in a very hot summer in order to apply a job being a hotel waiter. After interview, my score was much better than my cousin. After interview, my cousin was accepted and I was rejected. Reason is he was taller and more handsome. 30 years later, today, he is still working in that hotel in a lingerie room. And I changed my life. And the other thing is that it's true. 24 of my friends, we went for applied job in a KFC. And 23 accepted. I was the only guy rejected. I don't know why, but they say, you don't have it. $1,001 mistakes. We made so many mistakes, and the mistakes that we learn are the best assets we have. People, 25 years old, make enough mistakes. Don't worry. You fall, you stand up. You fall, you stand up. Enjoy it. 25 years old, enjoy the show, enjoy.
You were a teacher.
I was a teacher. I've been teaching in the university for 6 years. So I said, I want to do it. I invite 24 of my friends to my apartment. After 2 hours of explaining what I'm going to do, internet, and 23 of them say, forget it. He said, this thing never worked because there's no such thing called internet in the world. You know nothing about a computer, so why you want to do this? And only 1 people, he said, Jack, if you want to try it, just to try it. But if there's something wrong, just come back. And after a whole night thinking, I say, I still want to do it. Because most of the people, they have a fancy ideas in the evening, but in the day, when they wake up in the evening or in the morning, the clicks and the motors can't work together.
and how we can making sure in the next 30 years, the internet and the clicks and mortars can work together. Only where clicks and mortars can work together, internet companies can survive, can live happily for next 30 years. And if that day comes, that day we call the economy. And it's not a digital economy, which I called data economy. Everything is going to be changed. And I also believe the world is going to be beautiful, but the world is very challenging. Apple may not be the future, but Apple tells us what the future will look like. That is something in the machine is moving. That is data. We are at a great time of innovation, inspiration, invention, and creativity. And I think everybody's working hard, trying to realize their dreams. Today you see here are real world workers, truck drivers, and game players, and also all these senior people. Everybody in the ancient times, nobody can leverage the technology to realize their dreams. Today, because of the data, everything becomes the truth. And I strongly believe it's not the technology that changed the world. It's the dreams behind the technology that changed the world. If the technology changed the world, I will never be here. I'm not trained to be I'm not trained to be a technology. I know nothing about a computer, and I know very little about the internet. I have a strong dream that we want to help small business. So 14 years ago, we come here to sell Chinese products to Europe. That won't work. 14 years later, we try to help the European small business to China, to the world, by using the internet. It's the dreams that drive the world. It's not only the technology. So ladies and gentlemen, let's work hard. It's a fantastic world. It's a world belongs to young people. It's a world belongs to the future. And thank you very, very much for listening.
But when you talk about problems, you normally it's like a politician. When you talk about opportunities at the business people, I was thinking about how we can using all the problems that change the problem become the opportunity. And I don't know, I just feel excited when people talk about problems. Think about if you can solve one of them, that's the chance. And today, nobody live in this century has so many opportunities and so many tools they can use to change other people's life.
The people at eBay or the people at Alibaba?
Sometimes you not only have to work hard, you have to work smart.
Mm-hmm. So would you say you work smarter than eBay? I'd have to say yes, right?
Well, so far.
Yeah, so far. Okay.
Because I think, we are pretty lucky people. And people say, you work very hard. True, in this world, there's so many people work very hard. But they're not that. I told my team when we IPO'd, I asked a lot of people sitting there, I say, all of you guys, most of you guys millionaires and so rich. But 15 years ago, who are we? It's so difficult for us to hire people 15 years ago. People who are not that bad. I said, people can still walk on the street. We hire them. Because nobody believes internet. And they join the company. Those people who believe they're smart, they were headhunted to the other company. They set up their own company. Those people, nobody go to headhunting them. They stayed. Today they be successful. Very key reasons, we insist, we persist, we never give up. Don't try to be the best. Be the first. Be the first to change. Be the first to take the challenge. Be the first one to overcome the difficulties. Because the best person there's only one Olympic champion. I don't think I'm lucky enough to be that. But I can always try the new things and don't give up if I believe it, because you are so unique. Everybody is unique. Be yourself is always the key. The world today is full of challenges and opportunities. 2,000 years ago, full of challenges and opportunities. And I'm sure 2,000 years later, full of challenges and opportunities. There's always, it depends on how you look at it. Somebody look at this challenge as opportunity. Young people always say there's no opportunity. I complain a lot when I was young because I think Bill Gates took all the opportunities for the Microsoft, the Steve Jobs, all these guys. There's no job, there's no great big stuff left for us. But I think opportunity always lies in the challenges, always lies in the complaints. If you can solve the challenge, you will be successful. The big challenge you solve, the big problem, or the big opportunity you have. This world is to enjoy the life, to be happy and healthy. So the day when you leave the world and you say, I'm happy in my life, I'm healthy in this life, because if you're not healthy, you will never be happy. So I believe happy and healthy are the things the human being always looking for. And I think next 30 years, because of the technology, the life science is going to change a lot. And people is going to live longer. But you can live longer does not necessarily live healthier. So if you're not healthy, how can you be happy?